Welcome back to another Mindset Method video. If this is your first time checking in, it's your boy Fit Man Dan. This is just a time where I come to share a few words that I hope help impact someone on their journey through fitness or their journey through life. As you can see, I'm in the car. I'm actually driving, and it's because I wanted to do this episode a little bit different, because honestly, this topic that I'll be talking about today is something that I'm actually really still wrestling with myself. It's something that honestly I kind of just need to talk it out. And so I'm here and we're gonna have a discussion on lone faith, right? Have you ever been in a season where you know God is going to come through, right? You genuinely believe it, but it's like the weight is just so heavy. And that's where I found myself in this season. And I think that, I found two scriptures that they don't necessarily explain why the weight exists, but they do help us to understand how to survive in it. And so I kind of just want to talk through that today with y'all, and just kind of, really go through my thoughts. And y'all can really join the conversation in the comments. We can talk about it, just kind of what y'all think about it. But I was reading from James 1, 2, and 4. And James says, "Count it joy when you face trials." And I used to read that and think, okay, that's just something people say. But the logic James is actually laying out here, right, it's something a little bit different, right? He's not saying be happy that you're suffering, right? He's saying that testing your faith, right, produces something that builds perseverance. And if you let perseverance finish, if you don't cut the process short, you come out complete, lacking nothing. The word complete there in the Greek means fully formed. And so, this isn't necessarily talking about you becoming perfect or you being perfect, but you being mature, you being fully formed, right? A butterfly goes from a caterpillar in the cocoon to a butterfly with wings. Though a butterfly may not be perfect, right, it has reached its mature form. And so that is what James is talking about here. He's saying that the testing of our faith makes us complete, lacking nothing. It makes us fully mature and develop into who God has called us to be, right? And I hope my camera is not shaking too much. I don't know why my doc isn't holding the phone as good, but the trial isn't an enemy of your faith, right? It's the training grounds for it, right? That really changed how I see my current season, because like I said, this is something that I'm wrestling with now, knowing that God is going to do it, knowing that I believe, but attempting to wrestle through this. I really needed a different framework to think around. I needed a different way, a different lens in which I could view this season that I'm facing, because oftentimes we struggle because we don't see the situation the way God sees it. And so, the Bible is like a pharmacy. It has prescriptions for everything. It has prescriptions for faith. It has prescriptions for wealth. It has prescriptions for the way that you should govern your life. And so when you need some medicine, right, you go to the pharmacy. You find a prescription that you need. And so I'm here looking and seeking to solve this illness of a lack of faith, right? I don't even want to say that it's a lack of faith, but just more so faith fatigue. It's like I've been believing for something for so long that it's hard for me to have the same spiritual energy and the same level of faith, that I had in previous seasons. And so James really gives a reframe here. I'm not gonna go on and on about it, because I could just keep talking about it forever, but he gives a different framework for it, that this season is actually testing me. It is the testing ground. It is building me for what God has next for me. And so I wanna pivot over down to Psalms 27:13 through 14. Now here's where it gets interesting, because James tells us what's happening, right? But here in Psalms, David is telling us how, right, or what to do while it's happening, what to do in the process while we're going through the faith fatigue. We have reframed it, right, through the lens of James as a process. But now we need to see, how do we maintain in the process? And so David here in verse 13, he says, I remain confident of this: I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. That's not a casual statement, right? David wrote this, he sang it. And if you know David's life, he's writing this, right? He was writing these songs while he was on the run, while he was being persecuted, while people were attempting to kill him, while many things in his life were pretty uncertain. And so David was facing a lot. And we see here that he's not just praising God because things are good. He's praising God to keep himself anchored while things are hard. He's literally preaching to himself, right? And then right here in verse 14, he says, wait for the Lord. Be strong, take heart, and wait. The repetition is intentional. He says wait 2 times because he understands that the waiting is it is the hardest part of what he just said there. Be patient. Wait on the Lord. Wait on the Lord. So here's what I think the 2 passages are essentially saying together. Long faith isn't just endurance. It's having endurance and anchoring it in a practice, right? Having a method in which to endure. Understand that you must endure, but also have a strategy for your endurance. James tells you the testing is producing something real in you. David shows you that writing it down, singing it, declaring it out loud, that's how you hold your posture while you're in the process. Your faith doesn't just survive the wait by the gritting of your teeth. It survives because you keep speaking to it. You bring life to your faith. That's what journaling is. That's what worship is. And honestly, that's what this channel is for me, right? Me talking to myself about what I already know is true, right? I post these videos and because I know that they can be really helpful. I'm a fitness coach, so I know that people really need to hear a good word sometimes. But this is also a way for me to continuously share the word with myself, to continue to preach to myself the things that I already know are true, to continuously remind myself, even when my faith is, like I said, fatigued. So whenever you win the wait, I just want you to know that the process isn't broken. It's working. And if you don't have a practice for holding your faith while you wait, then you need to find one. You can sing it, say it out loud like I'm doing in the car right now, but find a way to really give life to your faith. You must breathe life into faith fatigue. 2 Timothy says, fan into flame the gift of God. You must continuously give life to the fire that God has set on the inside of you. Man, look, if this video helped you, drop a like, leave a comment if you have something that you can really add to this, or something that you took from this. And if you know somebody that might need to hear this in this moment, hit that share button, send it over to them. Sometimes the greatest blessing that you can give someone is a good word. It's your boy, Fit Man Dan. This is Mindset Methods. Always remember, your mindset is your greatest asset. Y'all keep stacking.